Hello? Hello everyone, I'm just getting everything set up. Hello everyone, I'm just getting everything set up. Oh, turn that off. There we go. Hello? I heard someone talking about Percy Jackson and Sandersides. Y'all should check out my AU blog. Totally self-promo. Hello. Aw, you guys are so sweet. God. Turtle, I think that's a little dramatic. But thank you. My Sandersides Percy Jackson AU blog, it is. I'm actually planning on, hopefully, I'm going to be recording and reading the first few one-shots that I have. I think Turtle was being a little dramatic. Here. There's the Tumblr URL. If you want to go check it out. All right. But yeah, I'll be reading. I gotta write one more one-shot to kind of finish off the set. But I'm going to be reading the first few and posting them on this channel. Hopefully that'll go up Friday. No guarantees there because I just moved to school and classes are going to start soon. So you guys are all so sweet. What the heck? Bye. Bye. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind it. It just sucks up a lot of time, you know? Okay, good. It is working properly. You guys are too nice. Come on. Ask. I'm going to try and start. I'm going to try and draw a couple of my characters from an original story that I really want to do. I've been doing pretty good, honestly. I'm pretty tired from today, carrying all my stuff up to my room, and I went shopping for some groceries and stuff, so I'm a little tired, but I mean, other than that, pretty good. If you guys, okay, I'm gonna just say this here and I'll probably say it again if some other people show up, but if you guys want to recommend fics for me, a better way to do it so that I can see it is probably sending it to me on Tumblr, because that way I can kind of hold on to the ask and make sure that I don't lose it anywhere. You guys can find my Tumblr in any of the video descriptions. I'm pretty sure I have it listed in every single one. But yeah, if you guys have fic recommendations, you can totally send them to me there. Just send an ask and I'll take a look at it. No guarantees because I have so little free time. It's definitely, I really need to make sure that I pace myself and really read fics that I like. And that's not to say, you know, if I skip over a fic I don't like it, but and also that I think I can do, because there are some fics that are out there that I absolutely adore, but I don't think I could at this point really get the emotion across properly. So yeah, if I skip over your fic or your fic recommendation, don't worry, it's not meant to be like an attack on you. It's just, I have to be very choosy right now, unfortunately, which sucks because there's so much good fan fiction out there and I'm gonna miss so much of it. But you know, eventually I'll get there. What is this arm doing? I have not recorded anything yet. My plan is to hopefully write the one shot either tonight or tomorrow and do the recording tomorrow. Because I know what I want to do. I haven't had time the past couple days, but now I have a single room. I don't have to worry. I don't even have a neighbor, so I don't have to worry about being too loud. So yeah. I live in the US, Central Time. No, don't worry. I want to get a decent schedule up. And honestly, the thing that takes me the longest for the videos is the thumbnails. So what'll probably end up happening is that videos will go up without thumbnails. And then once I get the time and energy to actually draw them, then I'll go back and add them in. So I'm sorry, you guys. I have a couple fics lined up that aren't mine that I do want to draw for, but I haven't really been able to. There was a question. When I'm gonna release another Selfish Protector. Good question. There's not another one written right now. I've been working on it. I've been working on, it's probably about 1K right now. I know what I want to happen. It's just been hard for some reason to actually get the words to do what they need to do. How do bodies work? Okay. But yeah, Selfish Protector will come as soon as it can, but it's not written yet, so there's only so much I can do about it, unfortunately. You guys are so funny. Help, how do chests work? Why am I worrying about this? She's literally going to be wearing like an oversized sweater. Why do I care that much? Alright, that'll be good enough. Drawing chests are hard. They're almost harder than hands. What sounds like Patton? Oh. Yeah, that video is very popular compared to all the other ones I have. Hands suck. Oh, yeah, that's from me drawing thumbnails. I'm not drawing Deceit, I promise. I mean, he would rock this sweater, let's be honest, but I'm not drawing Deceit right now. You guys are sweet. He would kill in a sweater. Oh, I should share the drawing that I did. I did do a drawing of him in his little casual sweater from Selfish Protector. I never shared it. I shared it in a Discord server I'm in, but I never shared it online on my Tumblr. Robin Draws. That sounds familiar. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Hey, Saphira, what do you use for fanfic if you don't write it? What do you mean? Like, in terms of what I read? 'Cause I just kind of go, you know, I'm on Tumblr following people, whatever, and follow some writers, and if they come out with something that I like, I message them and say, hey, can I read this on my channel? And so far I haven't had anyone say no. I don't really go on Wattpad, to be perfectly honest. Not to say it's bad, I have found some good fanfics on there, but I don't find it very intuitive to search. Yeah, what app? Tumblr, mostly. I follow some artists, some on AO3 as well, but usually they'll cross-post onto Tumblr, so I'd say Tumblr is probably the most likely place that I'll actually see stuff. I'm on there all the time. Not great, but, you know, whatever. I mean, I wouldn't say I hate Wattpad. I just don't really understand how it works, to be perfectly honest. So, you know, she wears jeans, but I don't know how to draw, so. Yeah, you can do digital art with a pretty wide variety of actual, like, different tools. I mean, I wouldn't say that my little Wacom tablet is the best for me personally. I actually am looking into right now. I'm looking into getting like a tablet computer or an iPad of some kind because my coordination when it comes to actually drawing, you know, in my lap and then trying to coordinate it onto the computer screen is really difficult for me. I'm not a good enough artist to do a collab with anyone who does art online for a long time. I mean, I'm flattered that you think so, but like I have a question. Does your morality tell dad jokes too? Sorry, I can't speak. I don't really have sides. I mean, I do, but I don't really think about them. I haven't really explored them as a character. You are way too flattering, Turtle. But yeah, I don't really have super developed sides. I think the only one I've really thought of is my creativity because I know for sure I wouldn't have a split creativity. I just have one. But my morality probably wouldn't tell dad jokes. I don't tell dad jokes, so probably not. Sphera, who is your favorite side? Oh, I mean, this boy. Deceit's my favorite. If you can't tell by Selfish Protector, I love him. Remus is a second favorite, and then Logan. And those three are pretty close, honestly. I wouldn't even rank them like 1, 2, 3. I would just say like those are my top 3 in no particular order. Then Roman and the other two, not a fan right now. Any advice for an artist who wants to try digital art? I'm not the right person to ask. Honestly, just, and I guess this goes for regular art too, and this is something I'm trying to get better at, but just, it's okay if it doesn't turn out great, you know? Something I really struggle with a lot is the fact that, you know, I have this image in my head, like I've had this image of this character here in my head for a couple days now. Like this OC, I wanted to draw her in an off-the-shoulder sweater with her bra strap showing for, I don't know why, I just really like it. But just keep drawing. That's really what I need to do. And one of the things that I know is good advice and I just haven't had time to do yet, do studies. Find reference pictures, you know, scribble over them, trying to draw their anatomy, try to just break them down to their pieces because that's probably the best thing, and it makes it easier to scribble over it on digital art. There was another question that I saw. Hold on. Do you think Deceit has anything to do with Thomas's love of theater? Love of theater? Probably not. Ability to act? Yes. I think that they're two different things. And he definitely has something to do with his ability to act, because acting in a way is, you know, lying in a sense, if you want to think about it like that. So yeah, probably, but definitely it's mostly Roman. Probably a little bit of Remus too, because probably that split was not super accurate. Oh, I love theater, man. Broadway, musicals, heck yeah. Advice for someone who wants to create animatics. I've never done it myself. I have ideas, but I know Fire Alpaca has a thing called onion mode. There it is, onion skin mode, which basically allows you to treat the layers like animation cells rather than like layers on top of each other. So you can kind of see how, if I switch to this one, it's clear, but if I switch to this one, I'm drawing on top of it, but it's super thin. So that would be my suggestion in terms of doing animatics. Animation, I can't help you, sorry. What screen recorder do you use? OBS. It's free, and it's actually not too hard to set up, which is really nice. So, makes it really well. Have I seen Hamilton or heard the music? I've heard the music. Wish I could see it in real life. I'm hopefully gonna at one point, but how does one... I'm torn. I don't know what No, that looks bad. Hold on. How do you do lips from the side? Yeah, Hamilton is actually coming pretty close, I think, to my school. It's like a city like 20 minutes away. What am I using to draw right now? Fire Alpaca. It works. I mean, I'm not the greatest, so not showing it off very well, but it works out pretty well. I don't know whether I want to give this character super long hair or super short hair. She could have either. She would be cute in either. Thoughts on Thomas's reaction to Virgil telling him he's a dark side? A lot of people think that look that he gave him was fear, but I don't think so. I think he was just surprised more than anything. And I don't even know if it was surprise that he was a dark side. Because, from what from earlier in the episode when Logan and Patton... or when Remus sinks out and he's like, oh, it was just like old times. And then Logan and Patton kind of share a look. And that look makes me think that they know, or at least suspect, which would make sense when you consider that the dark sides are just sides of Thomas that he doesn't like. Yeah, I mean... They didn't try to keep it a secret. It was never meant to be a secret from the audience. It was just more of a, I guess, a secret from Thomas. I gotta ask, if Virgil is a dark side, then what is the other side of Virgil? I'm not sure what you mean. Because Virgil is anxiety, right? Virgil is Thomas's anxiety. And he's kind of expanded beyond that. There's theories that he also kind of represents Thomas's feelings of depression as well. There was a moment in SVS that kind of happened. But I don't really subscribe to the paranoia theory. Because it doesn't make sense to me that a young child, Thomas, would have actual paranoia, like paranoia as like a disorder, right? Then he hits, say, middle school or whatever, and then he becomes anxiety. Like, that's a step down that doesn't really make much sense to me. Like, it seems more likely to me that anxiety used to be just general fear, you know, that a child would feel. And then, but Logan and Roman have stopped themselves from saying paranoia. Yes, true, but think about the moment where Logan was like, I said figuratively, and that is why I say it. That, I think, is what paranoid actually is. It's a word that the light sides used to use in order to comfort Thomas, you know, and say, oh, you don't have to listen to anxiety, he's just being paranoid, you're just being paranoid, there's nothing to worry about, etc., etc. So, yeah, I don't subscribe to the paranoia theory. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Because they say that all the sides have another side, like Roman and Remus, Patton and Deceit, so what would Virgil and Logan be? Okay, so Roman and Remus are clearly opposites, but they're two halves of a whole, you know, so that makes sense. Patton and Deceit clearly oppose each other, but the same could also be said for Logan and Deceit, you know, so I don't think that they have complete opposites. That doesn't make much sense either. Just because, for one, the rainbow theory seems pretty confirmed at this point, just when you look at it from a meta perspective. And if that's the case, we would have 7 sides plus Thomas. So 8 characters total, but 7 sides that make up Thomas. And so clearly, you know, you can't have opposites if there's 7 sides. So that alone, I think, doesn't make a lot of sense. And I like the idea that the sides all oppose each other or work against each other in different ways. Bye, turtle! So I think that there's only going to be one more side, Orange. I have my own headcanon of him, but I'll keep my mouth shut on that. How would this be? Her thumb would be facing away from her. Okay. But yeah, so I don't really subscribe to the whole opposites theory. Yeah, Thomas is 30. It's a little scary to think about, but he is. Wait, which... Oh, it'd be facing out. Okay, her thumb is here. I think that Virgil could be neutral side, but if he isn't, and we're going every side has a dark side, then we have 6. See, what is your guys' definition of a dark side, though? Because a dark side is just a side that Thomas doesn't like about himself or doesn't accept about himself. So, from that definition, yeah, Virgil used to be a dark side. It's pretty obvious. Thomas didn't like him in his first episode, and for about, you know, half the episode since then. And clearly he doesn't like Deceit or Remus, both for how they act and for the purposes that they play. And it'll probably be the same thing with Orange as well, whenever we get him. So, using the term dark sides is misleading, in my opinion. So the rainbow theory basically says that each of the characters represents a single color. So Roman is red, there's a missing orange side, Deceit is yellow, Remus is green, sorry, Patton is light blue, Logan is dark blue, and Virgil is purple. Because it goes off of Roy G. Biv, so red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Wow. I can think. Thomas is making it seem like it's all black and white, but in the end he's going to realize that was never the case. Yeah, that's the whole point of character Thomas's arc, right? Is him, and Patton mostly needs to learn this, but I mean, Patton is part of Thomas, so Thomas is learning it too. To not see things in black and white, you know, because, yeah, he may not like Deceit very much, or he may not like Remus very much, but they have purposes. You know, if they didn't have a purpose, they wouldn't exist. So I think that that's very much the point, and I appreciate it. I appreciate that moral. It's very, very needed. What color is Thomas, or he's the rainbow? He's the rainbow. That's why the rainbow theory to me makes sense, because he's full rainbow all the time, and if he's made up of a rainbow, 7 sides, the full rainbow, yeah. But I mean, if you're talking animatics, most people make him pink, both because it's a color that's not in the original rainbow, like an actual rainbow, and it's also the color of his Steven Universe shirt, so. But does anyone ever think that Roman just came up with a name just to describe the sides that he didn't like? Yeah, Roman came up with that name, you know? So it's not even a fan name. It's like it was made up by Roman. Exactly, yeah. Anxiously waiting. That's exactly what I think. And that's why I get really irritated at fics that are set in canon that make Deceit and Remus like just horrible people, or sides, whatever, because canon disproves that, and so it's just, I mean, I'm also biased, super biased, because I love she's gonna have a stub hand, it's fine. I also love Deceit and Remus. I love the dark sides. So, yeah, I'm not gonna like it when people make them evil for no reason. Remus is actually really funny. He is. I love him. It took a little while to get used to his voice, but I really love him. And so I'm writing a fic about the Creativity Twins, and to me, Remus seems like he only became that way because he was repressed in the first place, you know? Yeah, Deceit says it's not like I'm trying. Oh, wow, I can read. Yeah, Deceit said it's not like I'm trying to look out for you or anything, which is a lie, so he's trying to look out for Thomas. Well, so Deceit doesn't lie all the time, but he does use sarcasm a lot in order to kind of get his point across in a way that's obvious to them without him actually having to say it. I use that technique a lot in Selfish Protector, if you guys haven't noticed. But yeah, that's exactly right. And he even, well, he didn't say it. Logan said it in when he first showed up, is Can Lying Be Good? He said Deceit is an inner coach with the one, like, what's the quote? With the one purpose of self-preservation or something like that. That's all Deceit is self-preservation. So that's not the case. Thomas's sides weren't trying to hurt him. If that was actually the case, I'm sure they would have been able to take action for it. Yeah, like, they're not trying to hurt him. The dark sides care about Thomas just as much as the others, but they have a weird way of showing it. Well, just think about it. Like, they've never been able to actually talk to Thomas, you know? And they've had to basically sit in the shadows because Thomas just kind of threw them to the side and said, hey, I don't want to see you. So, I can't blame them exactly. I can't blame them for acting the way that they do, because, you know, this arm does not work where it is. It needs to move. Well, technically he didn't know he was throwing them to the side. He had to ask Roman if there were any other sides he didn't know about. Yeah, no, I'm not saying that Thomas did it intentionally. Not at all. Character Thomas did not do it intentionally, but it did happen. you know, and in some ways intentions don't matter because they were still hurt by it. I don't know. I'm gonna explore that more in the next Selfish Protector, but it's a difficult situation, you know? But I think overall, how do hands work? I think overall, it's just important to recognize that, like, these are parts of Thomas that maybe he doesn't like too much of himself, but they are part of him, and he's just gotta, you know, learn to deal with. There has to be more sides we don't know about. Well, we know that there's at least one, because in SVS, Virgil says, don't ever let him or any of his friends stick around here that long ever again. So clearly there's at least two of them, right? I think that there's only going to be one more now that we met Remus, because I also think that it would be very interesting to see an all Darkseid episode, or as well as former Darkseid, I guess, because I would love if we could see Deceit, Remus, and Virgil and Orange interacting together. It would just be fantastic. I really want that. And if it doesn't happen, I'll write a fic. Who is the Orange side? We don't know. My personal headcanon is that he is Obsession. But that's not canon. It's just, you know, me, because I like the idea. I am paying attention way too much to this for a simple doodle. Sometimes I feel like his anxiety is the reason Thomas actually has dark and light sides, because while he was still developing in middle school, he caused Thomas to be afraid of being seen as bad. I think it's a combination of both Patton and Virgil, because Patton's the one who wants to be seen as good, right? But Virgil's the one who would really be scared about being seen as bad. So I think it's a bit of both. And I mean, the others aren't blameless either. And it's not a bad thing to want to be seen as good, you know, but it definitely didn't help in terms of the dark sides. It would be cool if there was an all Darkseid episode where Thomas thinks the darks are his light sides and the lights are his dark sides. Well, so that's kind of what my headcanon for Obsession would be. So basically, my headcanon is that he used to be a light side, but he became a dark side because he got pushed to the side around middle school time, and he became Obsession. So I think it would be really interesting if there was an episode where we met Orange, and the way we meet him is that the light sides are like, hey, where did you go? Like, we missed you. Like, and just think that he's an old friend. And then eventually Virgil pops up and is like, oh crap, like, guys, this isn't who you think it is anymore. This is like someone bad. God damn it, mouths. I can't do side view. I think Obsession would be a double of Patton, like a side of himself he doesn't want anyone to see. Well, my thought was that he would take Logan's spot. Bye, Layla, sorry. Because logic, or Obsession can kind of blind you from reality. So that's my funny bone. So that's kind of where my logic came from. But who knows? At this point, he's kind of just become a full-fledged OC, really. Has anyone else noticed that Roman seems to have something against the dark sides? I mean, that's not surprising considering who his brother is, really. I definitely think he was thinking of specifically Remus when he came up with that name. It would not surprise me in the slightest if that was the case. Yeah, it hurt. It hurt a lot. Actually, now that you pointed out, I have noticed that Roman seems very hesitant to the dark sides. Not as much as Virgil, but still. Do you mean as in, like, hesitant about them being dark sides, or hesitant about them, about interacting with them? Because, I mean, Roman definitely seems to like deceit, you know? Oh, he gets along with the so-called dark sides the best. Well, we don't know how he gets along with Remus, but I would definitely agree that he gets along with Roman very well. Or deceit, sorry. Yeah. I mean, I think deceit like strokes his ego, which is, you know, maybe a little dirty, but it's like, you know, kind of like cheating almost, but it's not wrong. All right, let's not start a ship war in my chat, please. You guys can argue about that in your own time, but I'd really rather not have to do that in this chat. Well, he only likes deceit since he plays into his liking of being complimented. I mean, yeah, deceit kisses his ass, but I mean, wouldn't you like that? You know, if someone just constantly was giving you compliments? Like, again, it's a little bit of a dirty tactic, but it's not, like, wrong by any means. Thank you. No, you're fine. I don't want anyone being driven away. We ship all ships here. We allow all ships here. Except for Remus and Roman. That is the one I will put my foot down on. And you can block me if you want. What side did you connect with the most? For me, it was Virgil because I have anxiety. It's honestly probably between Logan and Deceit. Because I really relate to Logan's, like, both his, like, info dumping and as well as just feeling like you're not listened to. But Deceit also for kind of similar reasons. Yeah, people ship those two. People ship it. It's not great. I'm alright with if people are shipping, like, all of the sides together in a polyamorous relationship and, like, those two just have, like, a sibling relationship, but they're dating all the other sides. Like, I'm alright with that because they're not dating each other. But it's not great. Don't look it up. Just it's not great. But yes, people ship it, and if someone tags my fic with that, I'm going to scream. Yeah, I wouldn't say I connect with Remus exactly, but I definitely love him. A lot. Oh my god. Forgive me, guys. I can't draw curly hair for the life of me. Oh, I want to see Remus and Deceit interact just so much. Like, it'll just be great. Because I can just imagine it going both ways, really. I gotta do some studies if I want to draw Tessa more. You know what? I'm gonna give her short hair for now. She probably will have long hair in her actual design, but I don't feel like drawing that right now. So I can't see. Yeah, Deceit just was kind of like, you know what? Keep him. I don't want him. I mean, I like Percy Jackson. That was like my childhood, man. Like I said, go flog. It's right there. Y'all can send in asks for the boys.